Hi, my name is Derek Franklin, and I'd like to invite you to watch this entire video where I'm going to share with you 3 things related to taking action. First of all, why to-do lists, day planners, and time management systems aren't enough. There are 2 fundamental keys to being able to take massive action. I'm going to show you what they are and how to put them to use in your life. Next, I'm going to show you a simple 3-step system for getting things done. This is an action-taking system that you can begin using today, right away. I'm going to show you all 3 steps, and I'm going to explain to you how and why they work. And finally, I'm going to share with you the 5 days of massive action case study. This is a personal experience that I had that I hope will open your eyes to what's possible when you learn how to take massive action in your life and business. But first, let's look at what you're doing right now and the results that you're getting. If you're like most people attempting to get things done in life, you're probably using one of or a combination of the following tools: to-do lists, day planners, maybe a time management system, a calendar, some post-it notes, napkins, and a whole lot of hope. Now, let me ask you a question. How are those things working out for you? I mean, think about your everyday results. And despite using these various tools that are supposed to help you to get things done, do you really feel like you're regularly taking action at a level that is giving you forward motion in life? And it's so important that you can answer yes to this question, because where you are right now in your life, your level of happiness, contentment, and satisfaction is a direct result of your ability to take action and get things done. Think about it. If you're only 80% as effective with your time as you could be, then you're essentially wasting 20% of your life away, and that translates into 15 plus years that are just gone. Unfortunately, if you're like most people, it's probably worse than that. That's a ton of lost time that you could be spending bettering yourself, getting healthier, exploring the world around you, maybe hanging out with your friends and your family, or simply creating something awesome. In other words, you could be doing something that matters. You know, this level of time wasting has some pretty severe consequences in your life. You feel like you're constantly just spinning your wheels, going nowhere, or you regularly go to bed feeling guilty that you wasted another day away. And you see more and more and more stuff just pile up in your life with no end in sight, which often leads to a lot of frustration, overwhelm, and of course stress. Now, if you're feeling and experiencing any of these things right now, you're not broken, okay? But the system or method that you're using to take action and get things done, well, it is. Because the reality is, having chaos in your life is not a fact of life. It's not something you just have to accept as being part of living. You can eliminate it, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. So what's missing? You have all these tools that you're using that are supposed to help you to take action, and they do help a little, but they're only preventing you from sinking completely, right? And that's not good enough. So what's the key that's going to take you from simply not sinking to consistently taking massive action and getting things done? What's going to turn things around for you? Well, I found that there are actually 2 keys. And if your current method for taking action doesn't include both of them, then it's time to dump it, okay? Because it's going to keep you in the not sinking mode. And you have the ability to do so much more than that. So what are these 2 keys? Well, your action-taking system must, 1, be simple to learn and use, and 2, give your brain exactly what it needs in order to trigger it to want to take action. So an effective action-taking system should feel natural, and you should be able to learn it and use it quickly and easily. Otherwise, you're going to give up on it completely and just return to your old unproductive self, right? Has it ever happened to you? That's happened to me more than once. And doesn't it make sense that any system that you use should play on the strengths of what your brain is naturally good at doing? And what is that? Well, your brain is a goal-achieving machine. But in order for your brain to efficiently achieve any goal, including the completion of all the things that you have to do on a daily basis, you have to give it what it needs. And that is clear outcomes, specific deadlines or time frames to reach those outcomes, and context, or the ability to see the big picture and how each outcome fits into it, which gives you clarity so that achieving it is believable and possible. Now, you may or may not have noticed, but these three elements represent the foundation of most successful goal-setting programs. Why? Well, because they work. You know, they're just as effective in helping you to reach your goals as they are for helping you to answer your email and organize your office or anything on your to-do list. So, how do you bring these two keys to taking massive action together into a single system? Well, let me share with you a simple discovery that I made that answers that question. As a lifelong student of achievement and as a guy who enjoys creating and doing things in life, I spent many years looking for the perfect solution for taking control of my time so I could get things done. A lot of things. I wanted to get a lot of things done. So, like you, I tried a little bit of everything, from creating to-do lists to using day planners to trying to work within the boundaries of a complex time management program. And I had some success with these things that I tried, but nothing that I would call a breakthrough success. That is until one day I stumbled across a short article where someone was describing a simple action-taking system that they called time boxing. A name that, when you understand how the system works, describes it perfectly. So let me give you some real value here and show you the three-step process of time boxing, and you can decide for yourself whether or not the name fits. But I want you to write this down, this three-step process, so you can use it later. Okay? So, step number one of the three-step time boxing system is to create a list of actions. Write down all the things that you want to get done for the day. Everything from writing to creating content or planning your next project or answering your email and balancing your checkbook. Write it all down. Step number two, assign a specific time to each task. So anything from 15 minutes to 4 hours. Give each task a time. And finally, select a task, start a timer like an egg timer, and focus on nothing but accomplishing that task. This means that you don't answer the phone, you don't get up for a drink, you don't log on to Facebook, none of that. You remain focused on the task at hand. In other words, each action you need to take during the day represents a small block of that day, a box, if you will. You determine how big of a box it is by how much time you set aside to accomplish it. And a single day can consist of anything from just a few to a dozen boxes. And when you're ready to take action, you select a box, start a timer, and then you go to work. That's time boxing. Now, if you practice these three simple steps regularly, it will totally transform the way that you get things done in your life. I guarantee it. And I can say this without sounding like I'm bragging because I didn't develop time boxing, but I'm a big fan of it. Now, because I personally experienced the power of using this process, I knew that others would benefit from it as well. But as a software developer, I could see how mixing the basic system with a bit of technology could enhance it in a lot of useful ways. How? Well, first of all, by eliminating the grunt work. You know, creating lists of actions, managing the time you assign them, prioritizing them, tracking which ones you've completed, and remembering which ones you need to do regularly are all things that can be handled more efficiently using software. Next, by giving you visual tools to help you get a crystal clear picture of your day. Humans are visual creatures. You know, the clearer that we can see something, the more we feel like we can control it. So when it comes to planning your day, the clearer you can visualize what you need to do and how much time it's going to take, the more easily you can manage it and believe that it can be done. And finally, by helping you to track how and where you're spending your time. One of the most important skills that you can have when it comes to getting things done is awareness. Knowing exactly how and where you're spending your time. After all, how can you manage something like your time if you aren't aware of how you're using it? Once again, software makes doing this a breeze. So with these goals in mind, I brainstormed an idea, I broke it up into time boxes, and I went to work. And after a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and dozens of hours of testing, and a ton of user feedback, I'm pleased to introduce to you version 3 of this amazing action-taking software. I call it the Action Machine. And here's what it looks like. And as you can probably tell by this screenshot, a lot of time and energy went into making the Action Machine not only an effective action-taking tool, but a great-looking one too. In a moment, I'm going to give you a live demo of the Action Machine, but before I do, let me share with you some of the reasons why it works. The Action Machine is completely built around this time boxing concept. So it works because it's simple to understand and use, and it ties together the 3 key motivating elements that push your brain to take action. And we talked about these earlier. So it turns your daily tasks and actions into mini goals. As we discussed earlier, our brains love goals, big or small, because they're built to be goal-achieving machines. So if you give your brain a goal, it immediately goes to work trying to find a way to reach it. Next, it allows you to quickly and easily assign each mini goal a specific time frame or deadline. So once your brain has a goal, a deadline is the fuel that motivates it to act. And the shorter the deadline, the more revved up your brain gets. And it shows you the big picture of your day with a level of clarity that helps you believe that you can get it all done. So instead of getting poor results because your day is an overwhelming, uncontrollable, cloudy mess of stuff that you need to do, this system breaks your day down into small, manageable pieces that you actually see yourself getting done with ease. And when you believe you can, you will. Now when these 3 elements are brought together in the dynamic, automated environment of the Action Machine, the synergy totally transforms the way that you psychologically and emotionally look at all the things that you have to do. So much so that after you've used it for a while, you almost feel yourself getting addicted to taking action. And I don't know about you, but that's a habit that I can live with. Now let me show you the Action Machine in action with a short demonstration of how to plan and complete a day's list of tasks. Welcome to the short demonstration of how to plan your day and take action using the Action Machine. So here we are at the beginning of our day, and we've decided that there are 6 major tasks that we want to complete today. We want to work on a client project. We want to clear our inbox. We want to write a blog post for our blog. We want to create 2 new videos. We want to pay our bills, and we want to organize our office. So we've got a pretty full day. So let me just go ahead and explain to you how and show you how to enter this information into the Action Machine and put it to use. Okay? So we have our list of things that we want to do. Now the next step is to decide how much time we want to spend on each action item. Okay, so let's go down through the list, and as we take each item, we'll figure out how much time we want to spend to it, and then I'll add it to our day's activities within the Action Machine. Okay? So, first of all, we want to work on a client project, and we want to spend 2 hours on that. So 120 minutes. So we'll come up here to the Add an Action box right here, and we'll enter 120 for 2 hours. That's 120 minutes, and then we'll type in work on client project, and then we can hit the plus button here or just hit enter, and you can see that this has added a timer to the interface, a 120-minute timer called work on client project. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do today. Next thing we want to do, we want to clear our inbox. We want to spend 30 minutes doing that, so 30 minutes clear inbox. Next thing we want to do is write a blog post. That'll take about 30 minutes. So we'll write blog post. Next thing we want to do is create 2 videos. We'll just set aside another 2 hours for that. Create 2 videos. And then we want to pay our bills. That'll take about 30 minutes. Pay bills. And then finally we want to organize our office. So we want to spend about 60 minutes organizing our office. So we'll type in 60, organize, office. And now we have our 6 things listed. Alright, and one of the things that you want to pay attention to now that we have our day planned out, is this total time here. Okay, this total time shows 6 hours and 30 minutes. Now that's the total amount of time when you add up all the time that we've set aside for all these 6 actions. That's the time that it's going to take. Okay, and if you look up here, if you put your mouse over in this area, it's currently 6:27 p.m. and if I put my mouse over this, if I were to start, normally I would start this in the morning. This would probably be 6:27 a.m. but I'm doing this video in the evening. So if this video, if I were to start these set of actions, these 6 actions today, the action machine, if I put my mouse over this area, says that I'll be able to complete them by 12:57 a.m. Okay, so that's 6.5 hours from right now. Now we could look at this and say, well, 6.5 hours, that's a pretty full day, but I want to spend a good 8 hours getting things done. And if there's something here that I can work on more, let's do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to adjust the time here. I want to work on the client project. I'm going to add another hour to that. So I'll just click the 180 on the timer bar here. So now I have a total amount of time for my actions are 7 hours and 30 minutes. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time maybe on creating these videos. I'm going to add 30 minutes to that, and I can click on this little time slider and I'll move this over to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So now I have an exact 8 hours worth of actions for today represented in these 6 timers here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do now that I have all my actions set out in the action machine and I have my day planned is I want to get to work. And the way that I do that is I come up here to the first timer, which is work on client project, and I click the start button right there, and it will start counting down from 3 hours, which is what I've set aside for this project, until it gets to 0. Okay, and the idea is to work on this particular task, this action, and only this action for the next 3 hours until it's completed. And I don't mess around with checking email. I don't mess around with logging into Facebook or Twitter or anything else like that, getting a drink. I work solely on this project until the alarm goes off, and then I move on to the next task, which is clear my inbox. Spend 30 minutes doing that by clicking the timer, letting it count down. Then once that's done, alarm will go off. I'll start the next task until I knock out all these different tasks for the day, and I've taken action throughout the day. Now, it's important to note that obviously this task is set aside. I've set aside 3 hours for this, and I wouldn't want to sit and do this for 3 hours without a break. Alright, I want a break about every 30 minutes. Well, the action machine can take care of that. There's a slider right here that says 30, that's set for 30 right there. You can see it. That means 30 minutes. And what that means is when this timer counts down from 3 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes, you'll get a notification. And it's just a little sound to let you know that, hey, you've spent 30 minutes at work. It's time to take a break. Okay, so what you'll do when you're ready to take a break is you'll come over to this break timer on the action machine, decide how much time you want to spend on your break, whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 30 minutes if it's a lunch break, and you'll click it. Let's say you want to spend 5 minutes. So you click that, and now the bar on the break timer will start pulsing to let you know that it's activated for 5 minutes, and clicking the break timer automatically paused the timer that you were working on, the actual timer of working on your client project. And the way the break timer works is now you've got 5 minutes to check email or get a drink or whatever it may be that you want to do, and this break timer will count down. And once 5 minutes are up, you'll hear an alarm to say, hey, break's over, it's time to get back to work. Once that happens, I'm going to manually do that because I'm not going to sit here for 5 minutes, but I'll go ahead and reset that. And once that alarm goes off, then you come back over to this timer and click the play button and start work again. And once this timer passes another 30 minutes, you'll get another notification to say, hey, it's another 30 minutes has passed and it's time to take another break, and so on. Okay, so that's how you manage long tasks using the Action Machine. Now, finally, what I want to show you is how you kind of track your progress. Now, watch this part of the interface right here when I complete this timer. I'm going to do this manually because obviously you don't want to sit here for 3 hours waiting for this timer to go down. I'm going to go ahead and do this manually by clicking this button right here, which completes the timer automatically. And now the timer is completed. You'll see a check mark to say, hey, you've done this, time to move on to the next task. But over here you'll see that this part of the interface has updated, and sometimes this area will update, and that's explained in the user's guide and the videos as well, how to use this particular part of the interface. But you'll see that this number updated, that lets you know how many actions you've completed, and I went from 28 completed actions to 29. And what I can do also to track my progress is click this button right here, which will generate a report. And this report gives me all kinds of information about how I've spent my day on various days: Monday, April 4th, Saturday, April 2nd, and Friday, April 1st, and so on. And it'll give me all kinds of information about those tasks that I've done, how much time I've spent on them, the total amount of time I've spent for the week on these various actions, and so on. So you get a lot of information, just not overwhelming, just enough to know and track your progress about how you're taking action. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And that is a demonstration of the basics of using the Action Machine. There's a lot more to it, and a lot of great useful tools for helping you to really manage your time like a pro. And as I mentioned before, that's all explained in the user's guide, as well as some of the support videos that I provide. So I hope this has been useful for you, and that you've seen how to use the basics of the Action Machine and can really tell how this will help you to get things done. Alright, so that's it for now, and thanks for watching. Now let's look at some results. First of all, let me share with you some of my personal results in the form of a mini case study of how the first version of the Action Machine went from an idea to a product in just 5 days. Let me begin by asking you if you've ever heard of the term dog fooding. It simply means to be the user of your own product. So you eat your own dog food, if you will. Personally use your own product to determine if it really is for the dogs, like worthless, or if others might enjoy it as well. It's a strange name, I know, but I didn't name it, so it's dog fooding. Now, the creation of version 1 of the Action Machine was a perfect case study in dog fooding, as I developed the original version of the software in just 5 days using the concepts time boxing that are now built into the Action Machine. That's right, the idea went from a scribble shown here on this post-it note to a complete working piece of software which required planning, a ton of graphics, lots of programming, and hours of testing and refining, all in just 5 days. And that's not all. Within 11 days total, I had also created a site which included buying a domain, creating more graphics, writing sales copy, shooting videos, and creating support materials, and was selling the software to the world in 11 days total. I even surprised myself with all that I was able to get done in such a short period of time. And since then, well, since that time, less than 2 years ago, as I personally continue to use the Action Machine, I've produced a number of significant results. And by the way, I don't outsource anything, so I do everything myself. Some of my results since then include: I've developed and launched a new blog, I've created and posted dozens of videos, I've written and published 2 new print books, I've written and launched 1 new ebook course, I've created and launched 2 new video training products, I developed and launched a daily success program complete with a new site, graphics, an ebook, video support materials, and marketing content. And I've updated the Action Machine and relaunched it, which you're watching right now, and complete with a new site, user's guide, videos, and other support materials. I've traveled from Florida to Germany to Las Vegas and a few places in between. And I've completed a number of other minor projects that would probably make this list way too long. All this, and I still had plenty of time to eat 3 meals a day or more, get plenty of sleep, watch all my favorite TV shows, and hang out with my friends, and just generally do what I normally do. In other words, using the Action Machine software has turned me into a human action machine. Now let me share with you what some actual users of the Action Machine have to say about it. This first testimonial comes from Daryl Peddle. He's the head of SEO, Yahoo Canada, and he says, "Been using it for a week so far, and it's great. I use it in combination with RescueTime.com, which tracks exactly what I'm doing online. This allows me to really ensure that I'm sticking to my set out plan and schedule. It's fairly a new system to me, so I'm getting used to it, but so far so good." Next testimonial comes from David Drake, or Dr. David Drake. He is Professor of Microbiology, Vice President, Faculty Senate, Dow's Institute of Dental Research, College of Dentistry, University of Iowa. So this man takes action, obviously, right? And this is what he has to say about the Action Machine. He says, "I think the Action Machine is wonderful. This is a great product, and I am finding it very useful." Next, Will Feldman says, "I bought this and love the program. My desk was cleared in 15 minutes. It took a year for me to get around to doing that. The design is elegant, and it's fun and easy to use. I think this will help me very much in accomplishing my tasks, my projects and tasks every day." Next, Neil Harvey says, "Using your Action Machine software is great. I've tried various applications to help with productivity, but they are either overcomplicated and clunky or very basic. It seems like from one extreme to the other. But your software is helping improve my time spent on the everyday tasks." Now I'd like to give you some more details about the software and everything that comes with it, so that you're crystal clear about how unique, easy to use, and valuable it really is. So let's first look at why it's so unique. It's because you'll actually use it. Alright, now think about it. How many time management programs have you tried in the past, but eventually just gave up on because they were too complex to learn and use in your everyday life? Well, 3 words represent what the Action Machine is all about. Simple, intuitive results. The goal behind the Action Machine is simple: to give you a way to visually structure your day so you feel absolutely compelled to take action and get things done once and for all. When you use the Action Machine, there's no complicated time management system that you need to learn or remember. All you need is a list of actions. I'm sure you have plenty of those. Time to get them done, and if you're breathing right now, I'll assume that you have that, and a finger to click your mouse. And if you don't have one of those, well, I apologize. But that's it. In addition to being built around a system designed to motivate you to take more action, the interface helps you to get absolutely clear about your day, allowing you to easily visualize your time and accomplishments at a glance. Now let's look at why it's so easy to use. First of all, it's because it does one thing, but it does it extremely well. So the purpose and functionality of the software is very focused. It's built with the tools necessary to get you to take action, nothing more, nothing less. This means that it's not bloated with a bunch of useless features that do nothing but get in your way and slow you down when you use it. Next, the user interface is dynamic and intuitive. So unlike most software today that's gray and boring and requires you to choose from menus, open dialog boxes, and a lot of other nonsense that just slows you down, the Action Machine's interface feels almost alive, anticipating what you want to do and then instantly providing you with the tools to do it. Finally, I teach you how to use it. Even though you can be up and running with the Action Machine in just minutes, it does include a number of tools and features that help you to manage your time like a real pro. So to help you learn the ins and outs of all that the Action Machine can do for you, I provide you with a complete, fully illustrated user's guide, and this is something I used to do professionally for Adobe Press, as well as a set of video tutorials. So if you're the type that would rather watch and learn than read and learn. So here's a look at what you get in this complete system to help you get things done. Of course, the foundation of getting things done starts with the Action Machine software itself. So you get immediate access to download it, along with everything that you need to begin using it right away, including, like I said, a quick start video that demonstrates the basics of using it, as well as a fully illustrated user's guide for when you're ready to explore all that it can do for you even further. Now, in addition to the software, the package includes several bonuses that are designed to give you additional tips and insights and tools for helping you to take action. These bonuses include 1. The Action Unleashed training guide, and in this guide you're going to discover 23 proven strategies for helping you to take more action each and every day. I'm going to show you how to immediately put a plug in one of the most prolific time wasters of our generation. So very important. Next, I'm going to show you how to work in a state of flow in order to achieve faster and better results. Then I'm going to show you how to get your brain to quit telling you no, which it might be doing a lot of these days, and get it to start telling you yes so that it will take action. Also, I'm going to show you how to use mini blueprints for powering through major tasks like never before, and a whole lot more. The next bonus that you're going to get is the 3 steps to getting things done clarity map. Now, this is an awesome one-page visual guide that you can print, laminate, and hang on your wall. And on it you're going to find reminders that show you the 3 steps to time boxing, 16 ways to take more action, motivating quotes for some of the world's best thinkers and action takers, Your 84, which is a simple but important concept about time that you should be constantly aware of, and finally, this is awesome, you have the right to give it away. This means that if you have a blog or you own a customer list or simply know someone personally who could benefit from this guide, just give it to them. Send it to them or make it available as a download on your site. It's a high quality free gift that others will find real value in using day after day. Next, you're going to get the How to Hit Your Goals Clarity Map, and this is another one-page visual guide, and on it you're going to discover 6 simple ways to make your goals more real and more achievable. You're going to learn how to become aware of 3 dangers on your journey through life that prevent you from getting the results that you want and what to do about them. You're going to learn how taking action toward your goals actually helps create a clearer path to reaching them. This is a really fascinating phenomenon. And of course, you can print this, laminate it, and hang it on your wall, and use it as a constant reminder of how to hit your goals in life and business. And finally, this is a biggie. Free lifetime upgrades. Now, not much else needs to be said about this, but when you order today, and any time in the future I update the software, you get the update for free. So now that you've seen the complete system and what it can do for you, here's what to do next. Below this video you're going to find a link or a button to grab your copy of the Action Machine today for just $47. Now, does the quality and value of what the Action Machine can do for you justify a $47 price? Well, what's it worth to you to have a proven system that will help you to finally begin taking more action and getting things done in your life? And of course, if you don't think it's as awesome as I say it is, or if you're not happy with the product for any reason within the next 8 weeks or 56 days, just let me know, send me an email, and I'll get you a refund right away. In closing, I'd like to share with you a proven fact, and that is, if you continue to do things the way that you've always done them, you're going to continue to get the same results that you've always gotten. If you're not happy with the results that you're getting now and you're ready to do something different, something that sharpens your focus so you can eliminate productivity-killing distractions, something that builds unstoppable momentum so that you get things done faster and more efficiently, something that helps you to easily manage the right amounts of work, play, and growth in your life so you can find real balance and experience more happiness, and something that helps you make time for your goals and dreams so you're no longer just neglecting them because you're dealing with overwhelm and it's gobbling up all of your limited time, energy, and resources. In other words, something that creates real results starting today. Well, then click the link or button below and grab your copy of the Action Machine today for just $47. Thanks for watching.